Welcome to Media Minutes. I'm Darren Woolley.
And I'm Stephen Wright.
In the next few minutes, we'll share with you our view on advertiser complexity and how it's stealing value from your media investment. Stephen?
Yes, Darren. While major advertisers may use their large size and significant spend to negotiate reductions in agency fees and even media rates, we have often found the inherent complexity within these organizations reduces the value of their media investment.
Interesting observation, Stephen. How so?
Many of these larger advertiser organizations find themselves structured into silos based on brands, services, or segments. It is this structure when it comes to media that can often work against efficient and effective media investment.
You mean like a bank? As an example, we'll have a credit card team, a retail team, a business team, etc.
Yes, Darren.
Or a house of brands. Well, by managing a portfolio of brands with a similar audience across multiple brand teams.
Yes.
How does this impact media effectiveness?
Well, in a number of ways, Darren, but let's start with the obvious. Usually these products, services and categories will have similar audiences, and from a programmatic media perspective, they could all be bidding against each other for that very same audience.
I remember something similar happening with an insurance advertiser and their paid search. But isn't the media agency responsible for managing that?
Yes, technically, but there is a second impact that size and complexity of client is having on agencies. That is, by reducing the fee they pay the agency based on economies of scale, they are assuming that the services provided can be scaled.
Are you saying there's no economies of scale when it comes to media planning and buying then, Stephen?
No, but you need to look at the complexity of the media agency services and structures required to service those large clients.
Can you give me an example, Stephen?
So if I have a client spending 100 million on media and another spending 5 times that, 500 million, you could expect economies of scale if all things were scaled equally.
Right, got it.
But what if the larger advertiser was spending their 500 million across 10 different business units or silos, each with their own marketing or media strategy, varying from 20 million in some units up to 200 million in others?
That is complex.
And what if instead of perhaps 5 people briefing the media agency on 100 million, there are 50 people briefing on 500 million, each with their own objectives, opinions and expectations of what is required?
True, Stephen. That would have a significant impact on the agency resources required to do the job properly.
Yet the $500 million spending advertiser managed to screw the agency fees down by 20% or more based on their market clout, market competition, and justified by economies of scale.
Good point, Stephen. After all, no one remembers the cost cutting that was done in the negotiations. They just remember when the agency is perceived as underreporting.
Too true, Darren. And that is how many large advertisers are letting their complexity rob their media budget of its inherent value.
Thank you, Stephen. And for real value, make sure you subscribe to Media Minutes, a weekly snack on all things media. Until then, I'm Darren Woolley and he's
Stephen Wright.
And this is Media Minutes.